Hello once again and welcome back to another episode of Father and Sundays, the unexplainable guide to absolutely nothing. This is episode 19.
19. I cannot believe we've made it to 19.
I know, and we're talking pets this week, maybe with some special guests, so stick around if you want to hear more. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, and welcome back again this week.
Yeah, welcome
You weren't
back.
expecting me to say hello at the beginning, were you?
I wasn't. I don't know. We've started a little bit random already. So
We've been together all day, yeah.
absolutely.
I start with hello.
Yeah, it's nice to see you.
Nice to see
How
you
you been
too.
today?
Yeah, it's been good.
Yeah. What
Yeah.
you have for breakfast?
Golden nuggets.
Something slightly different.
Yeah.
Right, that's good.
So what I feel like, well, before we get into the podcast, I feel like something's telling me that you've got something you want to say.
And it's just to follow up on some previous conversations we've had, because I've been trying to finish my sentences,
get on with
and
that.
I analysed last week's and
Yep.
realised even though I was trying really hard, I didn't finish a number of my sentences, and I just wanted to clarify those sentences, and they are, I think at one point I said,
I'm glad you are, because I've been thinking about this all week and it's been really worrying me, some of the sentences you didn't finish.
it gets worse. One way or another, we all have. Now, I have no idea what that is. I'm presuming I was going to say fears, because it was fears and phobias as a subject matter. Then
Right.
I'll go on to say people who are, and then I don't finish that one as that, but I
Who
was
are
talking
what?
about snakes, so I have no idea.
Right.
Parts of St Paul's you can walk through, and then I make a noise like right. So I
can just
don't
assume you
really know
finished
what
that
I was supposed to be saying.
sentence,
Then
ended.
parts of St Paul's you can walk through and look at things. Don't know. I have a bit of a problem, but then you interrupt me, and I don't know what that problem is. Although there is a long list of problems, so
yeah, we'll just-
we'll do our
We'll
own
just say we didn't have
podcast for them.
time.
I also say watch newts grow into, and then don't finish that. Well, obviously, what I was referring to is newts growing into
Big and newts.
bigger newts. Yes. Some of these are Latin, sort of, and again I went, oh yeah, at the end of it. So I don't know, sort of names. And I think we were talking about phobias, and we were talking about, like, for instance, arachnophobia and that. I think all of these are Latin names for that particular fear. But the one that really disturbed me when I listened to it back was I was talking about tarantulas, and I said I actually had one in my hand and it crawled up but I didn't actually finish that sentence. What I mean, it crawled up my arm, right? So just to clarify, so no
Right.
one was worried, that's where it crawled up.
Is it still there?
No, she took it off me, but I was very calm when it did it. And the only other thing was I did miss out one of the things I was frightened of. Well, you love it.
Just because I'm picturing the other one.
Yes. No, you don't want that to happen. One of the things I meant to mention that I don't like in my long list of don't likes is I don't like to be chased.
No, you don't, do you?
No, and that is a real problem. I run quite a bit in races, but it doesn't feel like they're actually
not by
chasing me.
choice.
It's not like I start off and then everybody behind me is trying to get me and chase me. They're just trying to run their race. But if someone
No.
actually tries to chase
are.
me,
I've heard-
don't say that because I won't go in for any races anymore. But when people, and they know, people like yourself know
Yeah.
that I don't like being chased, and you chase
Yeah.
me upstairs, I
Yeah.
can't deal
goes,
with it,
"No,
and I have
no,
to
no,
stand
stop."
still and just let people get me.
His voice goes really high pitched. No, stop it.
Not a phobia. Not
Just
a
don't like it.
just don't like
like you
it.
don't
I
like
suppose a little
whispering.
bit more like a fear, because I don't know. I suppose I don't know what it is really.
Well, you don't like whispering. It's just similar kind of thing.
I think I'm just odd.
Shall we move on?
Yes, sorry. That's
You got
my
nothing
little
else?
little party I had for myself there at the beginning.
That's okay. Well, this week we are talking about pets, and quite aptly we are joined today by Maui the cat. We might be able to. Well, we'll speak possibly about him a bit later on.
Yeah.
Potentially might even get the dog in Bilbo at one point. But,
Yeah. Hopefully, if he hasn't gone to sleep.
Yeah, so the cat's just decided to sleep in the bed, so we're leaving him here this week. But if he decides that he's going to kick off, because he's eaten a lot of flies today. He's been catching a lot of flies and eating a lot of flies.
He has been catching a lot of flies. He is quite good at that. He
Yeah.
hunts them down and then he catches them and then he eats them.
Yeah, he jumps
which
about
is
5 feet into the
delightful
air.
because you can hear him eating them.
Yeah, get a crunch.
Yeah.
But anyway, he's on the bed. He's asleep at the moment, but if he wakes up, the podcast may change.
Yes, it might change dramatically.
But yeah, just going back then. So this week we're talking about pets.
Yes.
Now, there's a couple of things that are kind of key to talk about. But firstly, I think it'll be good if we go back onto the history of pets.
The history of pets.
History of pets. Now, when it comes to pets and such like that, really it's just about domestication. So what happened to us? We domesticated animals. We basically, as humans, we decided these are all right, these wild animals, but I quite like to
Well, I think at
have
first...
them for my own.
Yeah, I think
You're
at
trying to stop me finishing sentences there.
Yes, I am, yeah. I think at first well, I don't know this for sure, but I think at first they were used sort of for tasks.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess the equivalent now would be farm animals, like for livestock and such. So,
Well, I think that would be the equivalent back then as well.
well, it would be, yeah, it would be. But then, they might have had dogs, but they would have been wild dogs that they tamed and then they used for other things, I guess, and stuff like that. I don't know about cats. I don't know where cats comes into the equation, but yeah. And over the years, we've become, we domesticate them for use, but we also domesticate them for like a practical use. But we also domesticate them for our own.
Yeah, it's
Companionship and
it's a strange one. I mean, I had a look, and it's believed that the first domesticated animals were goats, roughly
Right.
about 10,000 years ago.
10,000 years ago.
No, sorry, that was chickens 10,000 years ago.
All right.
So roughly, I don't know, 15,000, something like that, maybe.
15,000. Are you
They
just
went
picking
5,000
numbers
years
out?
only with goats, and then
And then they
And then-
invented chickens.
then they invented chickens 5,000 years later.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, and then
Where are
they
you
started
getting these
domesticating
facts
other-
from?
I believe it's a website called
Google?
Google?
Oh my God. We got stop. We got to stop.
No, that's from
doing-
National Geographic.
Is it?
Yeah. Do you believe it
Okay.
now?
I'm more likely to believe it if it's from National Geographic, because that sounds like a decent source. But
All
so quite a long while ago then.
Yeah, quite a long while ago. But do you know what? Then I've had a look at other stuff, and I've had a look at the origin of domesticated dogs.
Right.
Yeah?
Okay.
So it's believed that, because this is more what we're talking about anyway. So dogs split from their wolf ancestors between 27,000 and 40,000 years ago. Now, this is what's making me go, right, okay, this isn't quite adding up. But anyway, so for about 40,000 years ago, some of the wolves started to go more into the dog side of things, which makes sense. You got like African dogs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So there are different. There's wolves and then there's dogs.
When you say they started to go into the dog side of things,
Yeah.
they were already dogs as such.
they
Yeah.
took up the role of dogs.
Yeah, but
and
they
started
decided to change of direction.
digging holes,
Different,
burying bones.
yeah, different sort of thing they wanted
Yeah.
to do. Yeah,
Yeah, someone decided that they weren't cut out to be wolves for the rest of their lives, so they wanted to take up the role
They
of a
were
dog.
fed up with hunting in packs and
Yeah.
bringing down small mammals. And
wanted to-
medium sized. They wanted to sit at home and gnaw a rubber bone.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
So actually, this is quite interesting. The oldest known dog burial is from 14,200 years ago, which is longer than chickens apparently, suggesting that dogs were firmly installed as pets by that point.
Okay.
So that suggests
But then
that
that-
because burial is essentially, on the most part, humans going, this is dead, let's bury it.
Yeah.
Which again,
Let's
I don't know
get
where
rid
that
of the
comes
evidence.
from. Yeah,
Yeah, but the thing is with that though, you're saying like whatever 75,000 years ago or whatever.
right, not that long.
Well, yeah, no, but it might as well be because it doesn't. I can't get my head round where that is in the evolution of man.
Older than Jesus.
Oh right, okay.
So essentially, that suggests that before everything that we've basically got in history apart from the dinosaurs.
Right, okay.
Do you know about cats?
Well, when did cats come in? Obviously, cats were very much a part of Egyptian life, so we know how far long ago that was.
So it's look. So cats were first domesticated in the Near East around 7500 BC. It was long thought that cat domestication was initiated in ancient Egypt, as since around 3100 BC, veneration was given to cats in ancient Egypt. So roughly 7500 BC was when cats first became domesticated.
I don't really so I think the short of it is
it makes you think that how different the cats then and the dogs then are to the ones we have sitting on our bed now.
Well, we've bred dogs to be different sort of within that species. We've bred dogs to be, anything from a sausage dog to a
very important role, that one.
Great Dane, yeah.
We've got an English Springer Spaniel, which are bred to be gun dogs.
Yes, so they were normally bred for a purpose.
They're bred to be able to hold a hunting rifle and shoot pheasants.
Sausage dogs, obviously, to lay against doors to stop drafts coming through.
Exactly.
So everyone has a purpose, and we've used them for these particular things. But obviously nowadays, there's big money in dog breeding and cat breeding. When you start looking at how much these particular animals and certain ones, it becomes
Sorry, I've just been tapped by the cat. I think I irritated him slightly.
Wants to get involved in the conversation. So obviously there's trends for dogs and there's trends for almost for cats, but more for dogs of what's in vogue at the moment. So, and then people will spend hundreds and hundreds of pounds on a particular sort of dog, just as a bit of a status symbol as well. But on the whole, people have these animals and they might be working dogs. You still get, obviously, on farms you'll get border collies and such that will work the farm, round up sheep and things like that. But on the whole, people have these animals for companionship.
Yeah, they do.
And we've, in our time as a family, we've had a number of pets.
I'm really sorry, but just before we go really into the companionship thing, because it is something we really want to talk about, I've just noticed an article on the Google.
Right.
Well, two things. One, that cats need 12 to 16 hours of sleep per day.
Is that all?
Total sense.
Because in my experience, they need a lot more than that.
It's believed that cats aren't actually domesticated and they live with humans on their own terms.
And I'd agree with that
again,
as well.
Doesn't surprise me. But yeah. Sorry, carry on. Yeah, so as you were saying, we need animals as more of a companionship side of things.
Well, we certainly have. Before we were a family, when I was younger, we had, I believe they had a dog.
We've always been a family in my eyes.
No, but before you were born, we had a dog before I was born, and then we had a cat. We also had fish, like goldfish. We had gerbils, myself and my brother, Starsky and Hutch, the gerbils. And then when you were young and that, we've had cats. Your mum already had some cats, and we've had various different other animals like hamsters and rabbits, and and I think for children they're quite. I think when we got things like hamsters and rabbits for you guys, it was more the ownership of it. I know that sounds a bit harsh, owning something, but all right, the responsibility is probably the word I was looking for there. So you'd need to clean them out and look after them and all the rest of it, which obviously none of you did, but that's just what we're trying to do.
That counts, isn't it?
Oh yeah, can I have a hamster? 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 Will you look after it? I'll look after it. Will you clean it out every week? Yes, I'll clean it out every week. Will you change its water and make sure everything's... Yes. Okay. Here's your hamster. Have you cleaned it out? No. Have you done it? No.
But
I'll do
the
that
hamsters
then.
were in my room, so
Yeah.
it was really me that was suffering with that smell.
Well, and the hamster.
Yeah.
Don't forget. Yes. Yeah. So
I've
I mean,
got a lot better with it. I've got my own fish now.
you have your own fish, but even today, like we're looking at fish today, we're out, and some of the
It's almost like
cost of fish.
preempting the podcast, but it wasn't.
Well, it
We were
wasn't
just-
like that at all. But you know, when people keep fish, and obviously people have goldfish, people have koi carp and things like that. But also then you have tropical fish, which you've got, and then you go on to marine fish, which are even more sort of involved as far as that was concerned. But certainly the price of them. When I was walking around today looking at the price of them, you can pay hundreds of
I
pounds
think
for.
just on the mention of marine fish, I think just because we've got the opportunity to mention it, a lot of people were put off by it because it's seen as being particularly hard. It's not actually much harder than keeping tropical fish, and keeping tropical fish is not much harder than keeping a goldfish. It's actually easier to keep a tropical fish than a goldfish. Just in case anyone was considering ever getting any fish. I
Oh,
would
surely,
recommend
like
it.
with a goldfish, you have a goldfish in water, just normal water, right?
No. Need to treat it.
Okay, well, even if you're just keeping down any levels.
The
of,
only difference, there's two differences I can see with keeping a goldfish and keeping a tropical fish, yeah? One, maybe three. One, goldfish, they grow to be sometimes larger and they're dirtier, which means that you're going to need to clean the tank a lot more.
What do you mean dirtier?
So the amount of waste that a goldfish produces is a lot more than what a tropical fish produces.
Why?
Not really. I think it's more about.
Shh.
Yeah, do you reckon they picked up the cat
Cats
bell?
like in
Cats-
the talk of fish.
Yeah, they just produce a lot more waste. I think their body, since they're pretty much man-made, they're quite a bit more wasteful.
Okay.
Sorry, the cat's
And they're
really
clawing
stretching
you
on
as
me
well.
and
Yeah.
clawing at
Okay.
my legs.
Um,
And then another thing is with a goldfish is it's a cold water fish. So with that, I've said a lot and it's really frustrating me. Ow! Sorry, cat's got claws in my feet. With a cold water fish, he's scratching my legs.
I can see. Yeah, I
With
know,
a
I'm
cold
enjoying it.
With a cold water fish, with a goldfish, they're a cold water fish. You don't need a heater for them. Now that might seem like, oh, you don't have to heat water. The only time heating water is a bit of a pain is when you're filling up the tank again because you don't want it to go in the wrong temperature because you can shock the fish. But running a heater on a tank 7 days a week isn't much problem. It's just plugging it in and letting it do its thing. So in my opinion, keeping tropical fish is easier when it comes to the cleaning the tank and maintaining the tank, which is what it's all about anyway. Ow, sorry.
If you can do a lot more of
cat's
that,
woken
Maui,
up.
it'll be entertaining. Oh, right. Okay, this is interesting. Don't know quite how this is going to work now.
I think the cat wants to leave, so shall we take a quick break? Because we're about on time anyway.
Okay, all right.
Right, sorry about that. The cat has now been removed from the room after
Yes.
being detaching his claws, removing his claws from my knee.
Yeah,
But maybe he'll be back later. We'll see
yeah. If he behaves himself.
if he behaves himself. But I think talking about Maui probably brings us quite nicely onto the fact that we spoke about companionship, albeit briefly. Them being there can be quite therapeutical.
Therapeutical, yes.
We'll go with it.
Therapeutical.
Therapeutical thing.
New words,
Yeah.
yes.
It could be very therapeutic and really good and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It's known facts that it helps in reducing stress and stuff like that. But they can also increase stress by putting their claws in your legs. But I think going on to, like we said,
I think, no, there's a good point there about stress with them.
all right, before we move on to the pets, sorry, go ahead.
What?
Before we move on to what pets we've had,
Yeah.
say what you want to say.
Well, no, I was going to say about stress, because they do, in equal measures, well, I don't know if it's in equal measures, actually, cause stress and relieve stress. Like,
I would
there's
argue that it's more on the positive side than the negative.
There's no doubt about it. When the cat lays on your lap or like sort of comes up and sits near you when you're stroking it and it's purring and all the rest of it, that's quite relaxing.
Yeah.
When the dog gets up on the sofa, puts his head on your lap, and just sort of snuggled into you. That's nice. That's relaxing. That feels good because they obviously trust you. And when they're letting off toxic fumes and when they're whining or scratching or
Bilbo's changed
making
his scent
a
recently,
mess,
isn't
it just sort of drives you around the bend as well. So I've got to say, I love them to bits, but they drive me around the bend.
That's the thing. I think with all pets, it's a balancing act. Whether you're keeping pets for a hobby, which you can see as fish keeping is more of a hobby sometimes.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Whether you're keeping it for a hobby or whether you're keeping it for the companionship or such like that, you're rescuing them, just giving help, fostering.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, I love animals.
Training is a big thing as well, but everything you do, there's a balance, and you've got to consider the negatives and the positives.
Mm-hmm.
Negatives often come with the actual keeping the animal alive, the cost, the fact that it might be there for you, but you need to be there for it.
Mm-hmm.
Vet bills has come up quite recently with the dog
With
Bilbo.
our dog Bilbo, yeah.
And he's had quite a lot. Had to go on the vets. He's been an old boy now and stuff like that. But everything like that, I think everything on the most part is outweighed, as long as you get like a good one, you train it well and stuff like that, is outweighed by how good they can be. And I think if you're happy for me to do so, I'm going to move on to some of the pets we've had and how they've made us happy and stuff like that.
I'm happy for you to do so now, Connor.
I'm happy for you to do so. Right. So maybe it'd be best to kind of go a little bit chronological.
Okay.
So start off with, you've mentioned a couple of the pets that you had.
Right, so I don't know what the dog's name was. I think it went for my brother, so they had to find it a new home. Then we got we may have had a couple of fish, and now this is a thing. People used to get goldfish from the fair.
Yeah.
And to be fair, it was they used to last for years. You know, as much as you think, oh no, that's not good, and obviously they don't do it now. I would never do it now. The point being,
though, sorry, just to butt in, but you're saying they will last for years. Now, by years, do you mean like 3 years or something like that? Because a goldfish will live like 14 years.
No, not that long.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, anyway.
That's the point.
Okay, so I think we had Splish and Splash as fish.
Excellent. Right? I love that name.
Yeah, Splish and Splash, I think, were the fish. We had a cat, which my dad rescued from. He had it was at the time there was a workshop, and it was next to this sort of derelict house, and lots of a big sort of pond and reeds, and there was 2 cats that they'd seen, and they started to put some food down for, because they were quite good to keep the mice away. It was like a carpentry sort of workshop. But then one went missing, and by that time my dad had convinced my mum, who's not a big fan of cats,
she's not,
that we'd take this one in, and we called it Tripper because it walked.
I've heard of Tripper.
Tripper walked through your legs all the time and
makes
tripped
sense.
you up.
Again, a good name. I like it.
So we had him for quite some time. Wasn't really a lap cat, but quite a nice cat. Then me and my brother had gerbils called Starsky and Hutch, which was very much
gerbils as well, didn't
which
she?
had very much of the time Starsky and Hutch. I had Starsky, brother had Hutch. We used to
make them fight.
No, we didn't used to make them fight. We used to skid them down the bath. I know that's terrible. We used to put them down each other's backs. But we did look after them as well. But again when I think back, my mum's not a big fan of
small rodents.
Small rodents, but she let us have them.
It's because some of the times, really, now it'd very much be frowned upon and stuff like that. People would tell you not to do stuff like that.
Oh, absolutely not.
But
and you know,
it was just
we wasn't doing it to be cruel, but you know. Yeah. Anyway, so really that was. I mean, my brother has had various cats that sometimes were at home and that, but then I did have cats.
When you moved out?
I moved out. I inherited a cat because the old woman that lived there previous that had died. Someone said, "Oh, would you look after it?" And ended up looking after it, and then someone else's cats as well, and then
it's
got
funny,
together your mother,
cats where people just
and she had 2 cats, and so cats has always been, which was Nipper and Susie. Nipper and Susie.
Now, I was alive. When we get into this point, this is the bit where I was alive. Now, I don't remember Nipper. I do remember Susie.
Susie, yeah.
Nipper died when I was young. Susie was still when I was young, but...
Well, Nipper Nipper was they were both lovely cats, and Nipper was a bit of a handful at times, and I must admit, and this hopefully this is not too disturbing a story, but when Nipper died, I can almost imagine he knew that it was his last moments, and he thought, well, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to stretch out to the furthest possible length I can before the rigor mortis sets in, so that when what I'm found, which we did find him, it was in the back sort of alley bit of it, they ain't going to know how to deal with it. And at that time, we buried our pets in the garden, and I didn't know whether to bury Nipper standing up, long ways, vertical, horizontal, or anything. It was an absolute pain. It was like it was his last little two-fingered salute at me. And so that was a bit of entertaining. But we've had rabbits.
Yeah. Rabbits.
Bobby, the rabbit,
was Bobby was a good rabbit.
Yeah.
Thumper
named
was
after
another one.
Bobby Moore.
Thumper.
Thumper, named after Thumper.
There was also some hamsters, and I'm kind of saving some of the best till last. This isn't necessarily going in chronological order now.
So what hamsters do we have?
We had there was a couple like kind of before my time, like Yoda and stuff like that.
Yoda, that was Annie's, yeah.
3 hamsters I had. The first one was Elephant.
Yep.
Great hamster that was.
Yep.
Now I can't remember the order it went in then, but there was Michelangelo.
Yeah, great name for a hamster.
Not named after the artist, but named after the Ninja Turtle.
Yeah, well, of course, yeah.
And Buzz, named after Buzz Lightyear, not Buzz Aldrin.
No, you could have made that sound so much cooler.
I could have, couldn't I? Elephant, named after elephants. Actually, no.
Elephant was named after because Little Bill, which was a program on TV, and he had a hamster called Elephant.
I used to enjoy that program. Yeah, he used to have a little hamster called Elephant. But anyway, I had those. Annie had another one called Ditsy, which I looked after for a while. And
I forgot about that.
Fish, probably worth mentioning because I've now got back into fish, but you used to have a couple of goldfish and stuff like that. I'm not going to go through their names. Now got tropical fish. I think a big one worth mentioning is the previous cat we had, which I grew up with, Bubbles.
Bubbles, named after the West Ham song.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll salute you, Bubbles.
No, actually, she wasn't, because you said Annie named her.
No.
All right, you changed your mind about that quite a lot.
Well, maybe.
Anyway, she was a really good cat. She just got old, senile, and she lived till she was 19.
She was very old, yes. Yeah, bless her.
But
yeah, no, she was a bit of a legend, wasn't she, Bubbles? So she's sorely missed.
And then we had, but this was during Bubbles' time for about a year and a half-ish.
About 18 months it ended up being, I think.
So a year and a half, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Around sort of a year and a half, 18 months, one of those two, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We had a guide dog puppy.
We did indeed,
Quite rewarding. We took in a guide dog puppy, brought it up for the first year and a half-ish, 18 months.
18 months, something like that. Well, it was a bit of a difficult one because I think when it was first approached, Mum spoke to me about...
Me and Mum went to one of the Blue Peter Fair thing. Well, they mentioned it, and we went to it.
Oh, right.
We went to the guide dog bit. And...
but it was... I
remember it.
We were talking about it, and obviously the big concern is you give those dogs back. And bearing in mind you were quite small then, you kids, I thought, well, are you going to be okay about that? And we had to keep drilling it into you and saying, look, you know we're not going to keep this dog. And I think there was a couple of times where someone had got hold of the information that if they didn't make it as a guide dog, then they're offered back to the people that looked after them. And I think there was a little bit of a suggestion of that. But I must admit, on the whole, everybody dealt with it really well.
She used to encourage Katie up the stairs.
A very rewarding thing.
Yeah,
because she wasn't allowed, Katie, which was the guide dog puppy, wasn't allowed to do certain things.
She wasn't allowed to play with tennis balls.
No, so certain people tried to encourage her to do that, thinking that would mean that she'd fail. But anyway, it was all dealt with really well. She went off to proper training up in Scotland. Mm-hmm. I remember a hilarious phone call from the people up there with her barking in the background to let us know she was doing well. And I believe she was placed with someone in Newcastle, a fella in Newcastle as a guide dog as a guide dog.
Yeah.
And
He was blind.
yes,
Good.
yes.
That's how it works.
Yeah, that's how. It's not just a name. That's what's supposed to happen. And so I think she retired when she was with him, and I think he actually kept her. Well, obviously this was some time ago, so
We
she's
assume
probably
that
not around
possibly-
anymore now.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was a biggie. That was a big sort of had a big impact on the family.
Sorry, the Amazon Echo appears to have woken up again.
That's a bit of a worry when I said biggie. So I don't know
No,
what
she
you.
doesn't answer to Biggie.
No, it wasn't Biggie then.
Katie?
And
No,
then
doesn't answer that.
and I love animals. I do love animals. I love dogs. I love cats. But I've always sort of perhaps the practical one, which is unusual for me, very much unusual for me to be practical about things. But then they were saying about getting another dog, but an actual, just a dog for ourselves. And I thought, well, is this going to work? Is this going to work with what we do for a living? Is this going to work? How are we going to cope with this? So I think the rest of you went off to just have a look at a puppy.
No, we went to a farm.
Yeah, to have a look.
Now, this is an actual farm, not
Yeah.
a puppy farm or anything. A genuine farm animals and everything.
Yeah.
Went there to just have a look, and we came home with Bilbo that day.
Yes, you did, didn't you? But unfortunately, because I'm such a sucker, when a little puppy is put on your lap and you think, right, okay then.
The one agreement is that you would name him.
Well, I just said, because it was getting on people's nerves, and I
So what
said,
did you
right,
name Bilbo?
Bilbo, I named him Bilbo.
Oh, nice.
Much to your sister's annoyance, who actually called him a different name for a couple of weeks, trying to
Yeah.
get him to respond to that as well. But no, and he's been around now. He's an old boy now, Bilbo.
I want to say 12 this year.
Yeah, and he's, for his breed, he's old. I mean, he's quite a clever dog at times. I mean, he can open the doors.
Open doors, open
We haven't got him
stairgates.
to shut them yet, which is when I say, what's the matter with you? Were you born in a barn? And he says, yes, I was born in a barn on a farm. But he's a great companion, and we've had our ups and downs with him, but he's a great dog. Love him a bit. So.
Do love him. He's great. And our newest addition,
Yep.
which is Maui,
Yep.
which actually we got October last year.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
In lockdown,
In
which
lockdown.
is, you know,
We
an
got him-
interesting thing.
A few days off, a few days short of a year after Bubbles had passed away, and we decided to get this kitten. He wasn't like fully kitten. He was probably about.
He wasn't full on kitten.
But it wasn't full on kitten. It was about 2 months old.
Yeah.
So he was a large kitten. I think they decided that because it was from a family that thought their cat had kittens, 2 kittens, and they thought we're going to hang on to them. And then they quickly determined that it wasn't going to be that easy with 2
Yeah.
kittens and stuff like that. So they had to get rid of one. He's a black cat. Often not difficult to rehome. We got him. We brought him home. He's very skittish. Can be quite nervous sometimes, but he's a lovely cat.
Oh, he's a.
We spoke about his craziness earlier with the fly hunting and stuff.
He's
like
got
that,
a huge amount of character, and I think sometimes when you see it, just makes you laugh at how he is. But he goes mad. He's still a kitten, really, in the way he goes about.
He lets
what
you
he does.
carry him around on his back, tickle his belly. He often sits on the bed with me. I'm watching something like on YouTube or something. He lays on the bed next to me on his back with his legs all in the air so I can tickle his belly as we watch TV together.
Yeah. So he's all right as well. He's quite but we had a visit from your eldest sister
Yes.
this last week, and she brought one of her dogs down. She's got a Luna, which is
Golden Retriever.
golden retriever, and then she has got Chip, who is a Labradoodle. Cockapoo. Oh, it's just a. No, you're right. Actually, it's
It's
Cockapoo.
Cocker Spaniel and a
Yeah.
Poodle.
And Chip is he's quite young and fairly lively, and I think the cat was rather freaked out by having another dog.
Not that the dog was doing anything, but he saw the dog and then went and hid upstairs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yes, so no, and we're big fans of pets, of that sort of thing, but they are just normal pets, what I'd call normal pets: dogs, cats, rabbits, hamsters, gerbils, fish.
Yeah.
People have, but you do stretch out. There are other pets that people decide to have that are exotic pets, which again is another subject in
fish
itself.
Can branch onto that, but
yes, but I think more of a dangerous sort of, perhaps the dangerous sort of breed, not dangerous sort of breeds, but dangerous sort of animals. You know,
which you could possibly go on to a bit more another time.
Yeah.
And now, a word from our sponsors.
Curry burgers, burgers made of curry for the family, always in a hurry. Got no salad, got no buns, just a patty of cool-matastic fun. Curry burgers, no one else sells them, get them while they're fresh, only sold to real men, selling out fast so don't get the hump. A 10% chance you won't need a stomach pump. You'll probably need a stomach pump.
Curry burgers, burgers made of curry. Curry burgers when you're in a hurry. Curry burgers makes a real mess. Curry burgers dripping down your vest.
Game time.
Right, on to our, game time, interview time, what we're doing this week. We've been developing something, haven't we, Dad?
Yeah, we've been working on some. I don't know what that big smack of my lips was there. Sorry about that.
I picked it up. I wasn't going to mention it.
No, okay. We've been working on some software because we've always wondered. We've had pets. We've always wondered what's going on in their head.
Yeah.
What do they think? How do they feel? And all the rest of it.
Exactly.
So we've been working on something.
So we spoke to Pixar, didn't we?
Pixar.
Yeah, for Up, they did the dog collar, didn't they? And we went, can we borrow that? And they went, it's not real. And we were, right. Okay. So we had to make our own.
Yes, I won't be watching any Pixar films anymore because they'll be really unhelpful.
So we've got some sellotape and some toilet roll tubes and some other stuff. And
I found some electronics and stuff in one of your computers.
Oh, right.
So I've just
That's why this has been running really slow, isn't it?
Yeah, I've just stuck that to the tubes and that, and it all seems to be working quite well. So we'll give it a go anyway. So
we'll give it a go.
This is a section that we're going to do
See
now.
if we can speak to our pets. So, well, just before we do so, should we hit... You got a sting this week, haven't you?
I've always got a sting, Con. I don't know why you even ask.
Excellent. So let's play the sting.
Go for it. Have you ever wondered what your pet is trying to say to you when they bring you something half alive that smells? When your dog sniffs your butt, does he do it for love? What do they really think of you?
Right, what a great sting that was. Well, first things first, I'm not going to dilly-dally too much longer because I don't know if you can hear that, but Bilbo's quite excited to come on. He's going to be going first, our dog, because it's hard to accept. So you ready, Bilbo? Yep.
Yes.
All right, I'm just going to move over. He's going to use my mic, if that's okay.
That's all
so
right.
I'm not going to speak for a bit. I'm going to let Bilbo...
I'll give him some test questions, a few little bits and pieces, just normal
ready.
stuff, just to
Normal
see how we
stuff.
get on.
All right. So come on, Bilbo, come on.
Oh, yes. Hello.
Hello, Bilbo.
Hello, Dad.
Oh, that's nice. How are you then, Bilbo? You
I'm
okay?
very good, thank you.
Are
It's
you?
very nice to see you.
Oh, it's nice to see you as well, Bilbo. What have you been up
Yes.
to?
What today?
Yeah, just today, yeah. Or just generally. What do you
yes.
like to do?
Well, a little bit earlier, I was downstairs, and now I'm upstairs. But a little bit earlier, I was sleeping, and I had a tennis ball, and I had breakfast, and yes, and I helped you put fence panels in. I watched. Yes.
Yes. Oh, so it's been a busy day for
Very,
you.
very busy day. Yes.
Did you like the way I put in the fence panels? Did I do it okay?
Yes, you're really good at that.
Oh, thank you,
You're
Bilbo.
good at everything.
Thank you, Bill. You're lovely, Bilbo. I'll give you a little
Yes.
tickle. There you go.
Oh,
Got it.
I like that.
Do you?
Yes.
Okay. So really, This is great.
This is great. This is best day ever.
Is it the best day ever?
Yes.
Oh, I'm really pleased for you. This is. I wish we'd developed this earlier on because, like, I
Yes,
love
I've been
hearing what
thinking
you.
for years.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
years.
I made some prototypes, but I lost them. I ate them.
You ate them.
Yes,
Oh, I think I might
hungry.
have picked them up in the garden. I wondered what that
Yes.
was. Yeah. You do lots of things in the garden, don't you?
Yes. Did you see my one this morning?
Yes, I did see your one this
I
morning.
made it look like you.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, right.
Do you want
Lovely.
to know what my favourite colour is?
Oh, okay. What's your favourite
I
colour?
don't see colour.
Oh, dear.
Go
Oh,
on.
that's a shame.
Test me.
What, you want me to show you something?
Yes.
What, I show you something and you tell me what colour it is?
Yes.
Okay, let's have a little look around. Okay, what's that colour?
I don't know.
Oh, right, okay. Do you know some colours, though?
Yes.
Okay. What about that one?
I don't know.
No?
No.
So that's not one of the colours. Okay, all right. But you do know some colours, yeah?
Yes, I know some colours.
All right. What about that? What colour's that?
I don't know.
Oh,
Only joking. I see blue and yellow.
blue and yellow.
Yes.
Okay.
Some people think I only see black, white, but I see blue and yellow.
Blue and yellow. So I'm trying to think what
Yes.
a blue. So tennis balls.
Yes, my favourite.
Oh, you like a tennis ball?
I
don't you?
love tennis ball.
I haven't got any tennis balls on me at the moment.
Oh.
I'll get you one afterwards. You've been really good. I'll get you one afterwards.
Oh, oh,
What?
oh,
What?
oh,
What?
oh,
What?
cat. There's a cat on the roof. There's a cat on the roof of the shed. Oh, oh,
Oh, I'm surprised you can see it from here.
oh,
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 whose cat? Is it our cat?
oh. Oh, it's our cat.
Oh, it's our cat. That's all right. Then you like our cat,
I
don't
wanted
you?
to tell him to go away.
Did you? Oh,
Yes.
is that what you do when you're barking?
Yes, I said, go away. Go
Okay,
away.
all
This
right.
mine. Go away.
Okay, what about our cat? Do you like our cat?
No.
Why?
He attacked my legs.
I think he does it because he wants to play with you. He doesn't know. Do you not want to play with Maui? Do you know his name's Maui?
No.
Okay.
I call him Furball.
You call him what?
Furball.
Furball?
Yes.
Oh, good name for him, Furball, yeah? Oh,
Yes.
lovely. Oh, well, it's really good speaking to you, Bilbo.
Yes.
Yeah.
Love it. Best day ever.
Best day ever.
Best day ever.
Oh, that's really nice.
I'll see you tomorrow for best day ever.
I'll see you tomorrow, Bilbo.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye. See you later, Bilbo.
Oh, that was good. Do you think he enjoyed that?
He seemed to overly enjoy that.
He did.
And, you know, he seemed to think it really funny that he's got a special name for the cat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was his name for the cat?
Well, I didn't really pick it up the first time, but I think it was Furball.
Oh, right. Do you reckon
Yeah.
it's because he couldn't think of another name at the time?
I don't know. He's got a bit of an accent, so I
I
didn't
don't know where
quite-
that came from.
I don't know. I honestly don't know. But that, like, it works.
It does
Clearly
work.
works.
It does work.
So, oh, great. I can't wait to try it out on every other pet.
Well, yeah. So, well, why don't we try out the cat next?
Oh, I've got to find him first.
We could even try the fish, maybe.
Oh, well, you can give it a go, but
All right. Well,
Okay.
get the cat. Let's just take a quick moment and just see if we can
I'll
find
get
the cat. Right. We're back. We found the cat, didn't we, Dad?
Yeah, we did find a cat. Yeah, have you
Yeah.
put the special hat on?
Yeah. Is it a hat?
Oh, it was a collar, wasn't
I
it?
don't know what it was. It's
Oh, right.
definitely one of the two.
It is both of them. Put them
Yeah,
both
put
on just to
both
make
on
sure.
just to make sure we can hear
Yeah.
him. So I'll do the interview this time if that's all right.
No,
and
if
then-
you want, yeah.
All right. Do you wanna put the cat on the mic then?
Yeah. Hang on.
Hello.
Hello.
Oh, hello, Maui. I didn't know that's.
it's you.
Oh, I didn't know that's what you sounded like.
Yes.
Have you had,
should I sound like?
have you had a good day, Maui?
Oh, it's all right. Okay.
What have you been up to?
Been asleep. Caught some flies. Ate some flies. Oh, the usual. I cleaned my bum with my tongue a little bit earlier on. And I stuck my claws into someone.
Oh, that was me, wasn't it?
Was it? I don't care. You all look the same.
All right. Sorry, I expected you to be a bit more joyful.
A bit like what?
Joyful?
What?
Joyful.
What's joyful?
So, all right, we'll move on. So,
Yeah. I haven't got long.
all right, have you
I
not?
gotta go sleep again.
Right. Do you know you've got to sleep for 12, 16 hours per day?
What's a day? I don't know what you're talking about. I sleep, then I wake up a little bit, practice my Italian, then I go to sleep again.
Are you Italian?
I don't know, man. Accents. I come from all over.
Because you're a black cat, which often suggests you're a Bombay.
Oh, Bombay.
Bombay.
Like the mix.
Bombay mix. No, like the potato.
Bombay mix. Bombay potato. I like Bombay potatoes.
What's your favourite food, Maui?
My favourite what?
Food.
My favourite what?
Food.
Food?
Food.
Food. Oh, food. Food.
Food.
Food. I like...
Sorry, it's my accent.
You're very confusing. I can. You're all over the place. What do I like? I like flies.
Yeah.
I like some flies.
The fly's not a snack.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Flies. Flies are lovely. I like fish. Fish. I like fish a lot.
Yeah.
Fish and flies. Many fish and flies. I'm bored with this.
Do you like cat food?
No. I have
you
to
eat
eat
it?
it. Yeah.
Because otherwise you starve.
Not enough flies. Not enough flies. I can't get a fish, and there's not enough flies.
Because you're very good at catching them, though, aren't you?
Oh, yeah.
Hey, look at this. What's this? I'm dangling something in front of you.
What's that?
Look, it's like a feather on a string.
Oh, what's that?
Feather on a string. Do you like it?
I'll
move it over here.
Oh, where's that going? Oh, where's it gone? There it is. Oh. Oh, yeah.
Do you want it?
Start. Yeah. What is it? Fly?
There you go.
Oh. Very disappointing.
Disappointing? I've got that for you.
Yes, but it was just your finger in the end.
Oh, right.
There
I'm
was
sorry.
nothing there.
I'm so sorry.
You try and pretend me. You try and pretend.
I tried to pretend you.
You try and pretend me.
Yeah?
Just pretending. Yeah, very annoying. Not sure I like you.
You don't like me.
No.
You spend quite a lot of time with me.
Yeah. Makes me feel superior.
All right, okay then.
Okay. Means I'm the smartest person in the room.
Right, okay.
Yeah. Anyway, I've got things to do.
Oh, right, you're off then.
What?
You're off.
What?
You're off.
I'm a what?
You're off.
I'm a rough. Rough? What's a rough?
You're off. Are you off? Are you going?
Am I going?
Yeah.
We were going, yeah.
You'll be going.
Yeah.
What now?
Yeah.
All right.
Bye.
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 You right? What did you think of Maui?
I'm still here.
You're still here.
I am. I'm going now. Bye.
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 Dad, can you come back?
Yeah. How did that go?
Terrible.
Terrible.
Yeah,
Why?
he's a bit self-centered.
Is he?
Yeah, a little bit.
Oh, that don't surprise me. Cats, isn't it?
Yes, cats.
Oh. Well, that was good. That worked, did it?
Yeah, that worked really well.
I know, you
it
can't.
made me cry a bit.
Did it?
I don't know whether it's from laughter or what he was saying to me.
You can't account for personality, I think. That's the problem, isn't it?
Yeah.
You never know what you're going to get, do you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did
Well,
he say anything about me?
No.
Oh, that's a bit upsetting.
He didn't mention anything about anyone. Barely mentioned me apart from the fact that he didn't like me.
Oh, dear.
Yeah.
Oh, well, never mind. You know what to do with him next time he's coming sort of rubbing around your legs and all the rest of it?
Well, I just one last thing. I managed to get the fish over in a bowl. So would you like to have a quick chat with the fish?
Wait, when you say bowl, that's just a mug.
Well, yeah. That's all I had.
How
at the
many
time.
fish you got in there?
I've got one of the angels and a cherry barb. One of the
Alright.
angelfish and cherry barb is Azrael, and the cherry barb, Jill.
Oh, right, okay. Go for it then.
All right. I'm just gonna move out the way so I'll push the mug on.
It's not even that big a mug. I can't remember what your names are now. Hello, fish.
Hello. Hello, my name's Azrael. And this is Jill.
Oh, hiya, Azrael.
Hello.
That's a bit elaborate a name, isn't it, Azrael?
Azrael, I'm an angelfish.
All right, okay. Are you an angel of the north, fish?
Yes.
Yeah, because you got a bit of an accent there, Azrael.
Hello, this is Jill.
Jill's the cherry barb, yeah?
Yes, my name's Jill.
Yeah. How'd you like in the mug?
Oh, it's very tea.
Oh, you're from up north as well.
Yes, you're from up north.
Oh, yeah, all fish from up north.
All the fish are up from up north. Up to north.
Up to north.
Up to north.
Oh,
Yeah,
right,
all from
nice.
up to north.
Okay, all right, great.
Oh,
So-
my brother, Gabriel, he's from Scotland.
is he?
Yeah, that's my Scottish accent.
So have you now?
Yes, I'm from Scotland too sometimes.
Okay, lovely. All right.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, anything you'd like to ask me, fish?
What's air like?
Well, it's quite important for us. I mean, it's you can't see it. It's all around us, and
All around me are familiar faces.
oh, I like a bit of Tears for Fears, do you?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Any other 80s bands?
No,
No, just Tears for Fears.
just
then.
Tears for Fears.
All right, nice.
I don't even know if the mic can hear me.
What?
I don't even know if the mic can hear me.
Okay, well, we'll see. I can hear you just about, so
Well,
Okay,
that's
well,
a
it's
good
been-
sign, isn't it?
it is a good sign. Well, it's been great talking to you.
Alright, bye.
Bye,
Bye.
bye,
Bye.
bye, Jill.
Bye.
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 Oh, that was nice of the fish to come on.
Oh, mind that mug. Don't want them dropping out of there.
Yeah, they're just.
They're a bit northern.
Yep.
Yeah.
Don't know where that came from.
I don't know. I didn't realise they were northern.
I'm not being funny, but the angelfish from the Amazon.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
Oh,
from
right,
Amazon.
okay. Amazon.
Yeah.
Works in Amazon. There
He
must
works
be a
at
thing to-
Amazon.
Oh, well, look, that's depending how you look at it, a renowned in
Yeah,
success.
I don't even know how he put the collar and the hat on them two, but
Well, no, exactly. You just dropped it in there, didn't you, with them? They seem to pick up something,
now they're
hopefully.
fried fish.
Oh, dear. Never mind. Feed them to the cat.
Anyway.
Anyway. Right, well, I think we're pretty much running out of time now.
Yeah, and I'm running out of breath.
Are you?
Yeah, I don't know how.
Well, you
It's
shouldn't have
almost
got in
like-
the mug with them.
I shouldn't have got in the mug with them.
Wasn't much room in it in the first
Wasn't
place.
much room in that mug.
No. Okay.
Well, anyway, I really have enjoyed this week. Like, genuinely,
I like pets. I like animals. It's
Maui made me cry a bit with laughter.
Well, I'll need to listen to it back and see what he says because I'd stepped out for a second and I couldn't really hear what
Well,
was
it's the
going
same
on.
with Bilbo. I had to move out the way for Bilbo a little bit.
Exactly.
He's quite
yeah.
a big dog, isn't he? So.
He is quite a big smelly dog.
But it was really interesting to hear what
I think
we're going
people
through
should.
animals' heads.
I think the lesson learned is you should always take time to try and understand your pet. Try and think about what it might want, what it might not like, and be as much of a companion to your pet as your pet is a companion to you.
Yeah, it's an equal relationship, isn't it?
Wow.
It's
Yeah.
a fairly equal relationship.
It's more sort of 60-40 in
Depends
their
on what
favour
pet
in
it
this
is.
house, really, yeah.
Depends what pet it is.
Oh,
if
it is true, yeah, that
if
is
it's
true.
a dog, they're very much for you. If it's a cat, you're very much for them.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, I hope everyone else had as much insight as we did and learned as much about animals as we did. Is there anything you want to mention at all this week? Anything
No,
you've got to say?
The only thing I'd like to say is to let people know that next week, on our 20th episode, we're going to have a murder mystery
A
episode.
murder.
Yes, a murder mystery episode. So you
That
know,
sounds exciting.
it can be quite interesting. We're going to see, see
Have you
what
been
happens.
preparing for it?
I have been preparing for it, Connor.
Yes.
And you'll see how good a investigator you are.
Am I going to be a DI?
A what?
A DI.
It'll be something like that. Yeah, I'll give you some initials and not necessarily DI. But yes,
Which
no,
initials?
I don't know at this point.
Right.
I need to,
Put some more thought into it.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, so that'll be for next week's one. So that's slightly different to what we normally do.
Yeah.
But
It's
I'm
20.
looking forward
Big
to
number.
it. It's going to be 20. Thought we'd
bigger
do
than
it again,
15.
a little bit different. So let's go for it.
It's bigger than 19,
It is bigger than 19.
which is this episode.
Yeah.
Can you believe we made it this far?
I cannot believe we made it this far to 19. No.
Can you believe we've made it through this podcast? With some of the stuff that went on, I'm surprised. But anyway, that's enough nonsense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just to go on to a little bit of other stuff before we finally wrap this up. Do you know what I want to say, Dad?
You're going to tell everybody all your spiel, aren't
Yeah.
you?
Do you want to give it a go?
Okay, well, obviously, you know, you may have your downloads on for this particular podcast. You might be using the old Spotify or you know, some your Apple Music. You might use your old Acast. There's various different platforms that you might download this on. I think most people use Spotify, so give that a look. All our other episodes are on there. There's a website now, which is Father and Son at...
It's fatherandson.com.
fatherandsundays.com.
Fatherandsundays.com. You threw me off there.
And on that, there's some extra stuff on there. There's
Our
blogs,
episodes are on there as well.
Blogs, our episodes are on there, so you can pick them up on there. So, yeah.
Contact us page.
There's a page on it that that you can contact us on. So if you want to ask us anything, suggest anything, complain about anything, feel very free to do so. It's very easy. None of it will cost you any money.
Social media.
Something about social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all of those things, all the Spotifys, everything.
Back on Spotify.
Yeah, we're everywhere. We're everywhere
You
you
can't
look.
get away from us.
Everywhere you look, you can't get away from us. You must listen to us, and that's all I've got to say. I think that's covered everything.
I think it has.
Yep.
Yep.
I'll be doing that bit from now on by the sound of it as well.
Yeah?
Yeah.
See, normally I'd say, is there anything you want to mention, Dad? But you just covered everything. So
No,
all
I'm
I
done.
want to say is very well done, Dad, on your first time going through that spiel.
Okay, that's fine.
You did a very nice try. And I guess we'll just see you all next week then.
Yep, see you next week for Murder Mystery.
Bye!